Hi friends, my name's Cassidy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a contemporary beach house with an amazing pool and outdoor living space, if I do say so myself. This is a speed build with no custom content in The Sims 4, obviously. Please go ahead and like this video because it really helps out my channel, and subscribe so you know when I post a new video. I post every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you would like to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you can find me at CassGames_ on both. I did a build that isn't a tiny house and or a farmhouse for once. I have other builds that are not farmhouses or tiny houses or tiny farmhouses, but I seem to do those the most. I love tiny houses. I love farmhouse. So if you love tiny houses or farmhouses, you should subscribe and stick around because I do those kind of often. And if you want to check out my tiny houses or my farmhouses or my tiny farmhouses, the pinned comment will have links to my build playlist if you want to check them out. My last few builds have been branching out of the farmhouse aesthetic, but my last two builds were tiny houses, and then the one before that was farmhouse. A farmhouse cottage. Or a country cottage, same thing, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's my last three builds were two tiny houses and a country cottage. But not today. Today is a large contemporary beach house. I had a lot of fun with this build because it's not something I normally do. And I had a vision. I was like, I want to build a house with a really cool pool and some nice outdoor living area. Nice outdoor living area with a nice outdoor living space. And I did. I built this house around the outdoor living and the swimming pool. But I love how the interior of the house turned out. I love how the pool with the decks turned out. It was a lot of fun building a contemporary house. It was a lot of fun building a house that wasn't a tiny house. I lied. My second to last build was not a tiny house. It was a beach condo triplex. I've been into beach houses lately. Can you tell? Although that was basically like three tiny houses attached to each other. But my last build was a tiny house, and then the build before that last beach house was the country cottage I was talking about, and the one before that was a tiny house, and I think the one before that was a tiny house. I love tiny houses. Can you tell? They're my favorite. I really do love tiny houses. But today's not about tiny houses. Today is about this contemporary build that I did. It is in black and white and gray, which I feel like is the contemporary color palette. This build only has 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, but there are 2 rooms that could easily be converted into extra bedrooms. One is very small, so that's why I turned it into an office upstairs. And then this one downstairs, I was gonna make this office and the one upstairs into a bedroom, but then that one was really small, so I turned it into an office. And then the one downstairs, I was gonna turn into a bedroom, but then I ended up turning it into a gym. So there's only 2 bedrooms, 2 rooms currently acting as bedrooms in this build, but I could easily have 4 bedrooms if need be. One would just be very small. I think it would work for a single bed, maybe bunk beds. I had a lot of fun with this build because it isn't a style that I typically do. And it's always fun to switch things up, even though, yes, my favorite styles are like country, farmhouse, modern farmhouse, and mid-century modern. Doing contemporary was really fun. I did a modern tiny house a few weeks ago, which I guess technically would be contemporary tiny house. I googled the difference between contemporary and modern. It was confusing. Apparently modern doesn't mean modern, but I'm not gonna get into that. So anyways, I have recently done a more contemporary build, but it was a tiny house. And even though it was kind of the same general theme, it still had a very different vibe to me. I don't know. Like, it was a similar aesthetic, but, like, different. I don't know how to explain it. It was the same, but it was different. It was different, but it was the same. And it was a tiny house. So it was obviously very different. But here is this room's only 3x4. So it didn't really work. I think it's 3x4. It might be 3x5. It's 3x5. So it doesn't really have a lot of room for a bed. You wouldn't be able to put a double bed in there. So I just turned it into an office. There is a door in the main bedroom that leads out onto the top deck. And then this room downstairs, I was gonna turn it into a game room, but it was kind of small and all the gaming stuff like took up a lot of space. So I ended up turning it into a gym. That felt contemporary to me. That sounds really weird. Like, a home gym sounds really contemporary, but it kind of does. I like the bathtub that I used here in the main bathroom. I think it's cool looking. I do like contemporary style. It's not a style that I tend to do very often. It's not my favorite, but it's up there with my favorites. It's like right under my favorites, which probably in no particular order: country farmhouse, modern farmhouse, and mid-century modern. And then contemporary is under those. Those are my favorites, and then contemporary. The front of the house is nothing super special, but the back of the house for this build is where it's at. It's like a mullet. And that's such a weird analogy. Is that the right word? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've taken an English class. But yes, it's like a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back. And you see that, like, a lot of beach houses are kind of just plain and boring. I tried to combine those words on the front, and then the back is like really nice because that's what overlooks the beach. They don't care what people that are driving down the road see. I wanted to do a glass pool, and I remember, I may be misremembering, but The Sims 3, I'm pretty sure you could just put windows on the pool. On The Sims 4, you can't do that. So I had to redo the pool, build a foundation, put the pool on the foundation, and then use a cheat code to get a glass foundation. You can't just put windows on the pool. Don't know why. That would have been so much easier. I'm pretty sure you could put windows on a pool in The Sims 3. I could be mistaken because it's been a while since I played The Sims 3, but I'm pretty sure you could. And then The Sims 4 took that away, like they did everything else that I loved. I love The Sims 4. Don't get me wrong, but they did take away some things that I loved. I had a lot of fun doing the outdoor living area, like, because that's what I envisioned when I was thinking about building this house, was like a really nice outdoor living area. So I had a lot of fun doing that. It was a little small. I wish I had made it bigger so I would have more room, but it worked out. And then I added in plants because I always add in plants. I love plants. Plants are also contemporary if you use the right ones. I forgot to put the upper cabinets, the hanging cabinets, whatever they're called, in the kitchen until like right at the end. And it's very rude. Nobody reminded me. No one said, hey, Cassidy, you forgot your cabinets, the top cabinets. I just had to find it out on my own. No, but I tend to forget those quite often. I think in one of my most recent builds, I did straight up forget to put them in. It's not a big deal. The Sims don't use them. They just are for aesthetic purposes. I put a yoga mat on the top deck because I feel like the Sims that live in this house would be into yoga, and they would be into doing yoga in the morning when the sun's coming up, looking out over the ocean, doing their yoga, which sounds really nice. Here's a screenshot of the back of the house to just show how cool it is. I would live in this house. I say that about all my builds though, but I feel like you should like your builds. This is an up view. This is a view of the floor plan of the bottom floor and one of the top floors, so you can get an idea for the layout of the house. I ended up making that office room smaller, so it is 3x4. Here is the kitchen and the dining room, and another view of the dining room, so you can really see like the glass wall area. The living room has a great view of the ocean and the swimming pool. And then here is the gym room. It's just got a weight machine and a treadmill. Almost called it an elliptical. Here is the second bedroom with 2 twin beds, 2 desks. I assume this would be for kids, maybe teens, to do schoolwork and stuff. And then the office, which is a very small room, but it's big enough for an office, big enough for like a teeny tiny bedroom if need be. And then here is the main bedroom, and the main bedroom again, they have like 2 of their walls is all glass, so they get like really great views of the ocean and the pool, and they have the deck area. Alright friends, that is all I have for this video. Please give it a thumbs up because it really helps out my channel. And subscribe so you know when I post a new video. I post every Wednesday and Saturday. And check out the pinned comment down below to check out any of my build playlists. And leave a comment while you're down there letting me know any Sims content that you would like to see me do. And I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.